They can stretch the size of several football fields, consume the electricity of hundreds of thousands of homes, and promise to reshape the landscape of Michigan.
But not everyone is ready to welcome AI data centers into their backyards.
And as you've likely heard, proposals for the giant facilities continue to pop up all across southeast Michigan.
This leaves both townships and residents scrambling to understand a new reality. But some communities are already pushing back. Northville, Springfield Township, Howell Township, and Lodi Township have either passed or are considering some sort of freeze on the new facilities.
Well, tonight, I'm helping us all navigate this new AI boom. I'm talking to residents about concerns over construction, noise, and traffic. I'm getting answers about why rural land is so attractive. And I'm learning what communities can do to get ahead of the AI future. When we look out here, what could be here in the near future?
If the proposal is approved as presented right now, you're going to be looking at 3 to 5 Notre Dame football-sized fields of warehouses filled with computers in them.
Sean Weber lives near the proposed data center in Washington Township.
We were offered less than 48 hours notice that this rezoning application was going in front of the Planning Commission. We all had to work very hard and very fast to research the facts, become informed, and get people involved.
He thinks the location was chosen for its proximity to major power infrastructure. And while the idled Ford Romeo factory would be a neighbor, Sean says what's on the horizon would be fundamentally different. Are our rules and regulations ready for something like an AI data center?
They're not. We're putting the cart before the horse here.
Kristen Dennison lives near the controversial site of a possible AI data center in Howell Township.
I know we felt in Howell kind of like our township wasn't really prepared.
She's concerned about construction, traffic, and ultimately noise pollution.
We really pride ourselves on the rural character, and it just really feels like a massive industrial complex just plopped right in the middle of farmland.
I wanted to better understand what makes Michigan an attractive place to site AI data centers. So I reached out to Andy Svengros, the executive managing director and co-lead of the U.S. data center markets team at JLL, a global real estate services firm. Svengros is a data center broker.
I'd say the greater Detroit area is highly favored just because of the strong power infrastructure. DTE is a phenomenal utility provider. The sales tax exemption programs that are in place that were passed as part of the turn of the year, as well as being highly connected within the overall fiber connectivity across the country.
One of the main questions I'm asked by residents who live in rural Metro Detroit is, why farmland? Why can't AI data centers be built on former industrial sites? Something our area has in abundance.
The desire to be in farmland is for a lot of these AI centers. The land is generally a lot cheaper than building in industrial or closer to urban areas, significantly cheaper because you're able to buy more and build at scale. Looking at Detroit, you have these very secluded kind of industrial areas where there's been traditional manufacturing. Generally just can't get to the size that we'd want to in the past. And not all of them are located near the power lines that are highly desired for these types of facilities.
Pat Lennon is a land use and zoning attorney and chair of the Honigman Zoning and Practice Group. He's represented numerous high-profile clients around Michigan.
So the combination of no traffic and financial benefit and isolation made me think that these would not be particularly controversial.
He explained that Michigan has already placed its bet when it comes to AI data centers.
Our state is saying, at the highest levels through these policies, that these uses are welcome here.
He told me in his experience, communities are commonly suspicious about new land uses.
It's not just zoning and land use approvals that need to be obtained for one of these to be established. There are very significant environmental reviews, very significant reviews from the Michigan Public Service Commission.
Mark Demarest is also a local land use and zoning attorney.
There's always this tension in zoning between property rights and protecting the community.
He's watched local townships trying to navigate an AI data center proposal.
If a township or a city is trying to limit data centers in terms of future litigation, they're probably better off regulating it and putting restrictions on it than trying to say you can't have it at all.
What is the danger of saying you can't have this here at all?
The landowner or developer might be able to go to court and say, you're preventing me from using my land.
He tells me they do have some tools at their disposal.
There's a statute in Michigan called the Right to Farm Act, and if there are some farmers nearby, they might have something to say about whether the data center is interfering with their right to farm.
Would you advise local townships and other municipalities to kind of get ahead of this, to kind of get those on the books?
The sooner they put something in place, the better, because if they don't have any restrictions in place, it may end up that it's in a place that they would prefer it not to be.
Sean Weber says that as of now, local townships do not have the tools they need.
I believe it's time for Michigan's lawmakers to enter this conversation. We're going to need legislation from Lansing.
Washington Township has a planning commission meeting tonight in just a few moments at 6:30 regarding that proposed data center there. And I also want to emphasize there are many reasons why townships would want to have a data center there, especially when it comes to tax revenue. It's really them being in these rural areas that's causing the most concern for Michiganders.
Well, but I understood completely with your story if it's a lot cheaper and it's open and they're right by the wires and
The electricity matters a lot, yeah.
all the good things. Okay, we'll have to see what lawmakers have to say about it.
Yeah, we will see. And we have a page on our website, WXYZ.com, where you can follow the latest data center developments across Southeast Michigan.
Rexy.